wants to be high highest must first come down to low low lowest, and then ascend to high high highest by keeping down at low low lowest.
You should be standing in front of the information sign in the middle of the fenced area of Holy Hill. Turning left, you will see the entrance where worshipers would process from the church family village below. Not that many years ago, this was farmland, cleared of trees, stone walls providing boundaries to the different fields. From here, you could see Robbins Brook running parallel to the church family village. The bustling activities of the community were in full view from this vantage point. The fenced-in area around you is the original worship area.
Outdoor worship, I think, in the 1840s was really directed by the fact that we're trying to get back to our roots, in the sense that Shakers had become so housebound. All of the worship was then indoors, but during the time of the first parents, houses weren't large enough. And more times than not, and especially at Harvard we know, they'd go outdoors, they'd be in the dooryard.
Imagine being at Holy Hill. It's a large area, it's fenced in, it was cleared. A hill was leveled to make a huge flat space, and you'd have the brethren on one side, the sisters on the other. In the middle was the Lord's stone, the Lord's fountain stone.
The connection towards nature was very, very strong. And Mother Ann uses a lot of alliterations towards nature and the growing and likening it to the soul. Mother loved being outside. Mother loved seeing those two spheres, both earth and heaven, kind of mingling together in the act of worship when they were out of doors. But then when we confine it with meeting houses and in order and worship and bringing everybody together, they kind of lost a lot of that informality, spontaneous kind of movement. And by setting up the outdoor worship centers as they did, they're starting to tame nature, first of all. It's not just as they found it, but rather they're leveling, they're clearing, they're making their own profound impact on the landscape, as they did in the village themselves, but sort of the greater glory of God and also of seeing God in His creation. So intensely, they worked on these areas, which they only used for a few years, to erect fences and plant trees, and specific trees around that would actually be enduring. Was sort of the concept of it was going to always be something that would be there. And they formed special rites and rituals that allowed them to walk up to these places where they would be singing certain songs and stopping and pausing and going through all of that worship. So actually during that intense time that we now call the era of manifestations or Mother's work, those centers were something that believers looked very much forward to, at an opportunity to get out there and to experience that worship once again in the out of doors.
Through the earth from end to end, may her gospel yet be preached to the lost Mohammedan. 'Tis the pearl, the great possession, 'tis redemption from all sin. Come ye souls that want salvation, you that